What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to be creating some ads using ChatGPT. So we're going to be going through a few different examples, some things that I found work, some things that don't work as well, and really just some things to look out for and some ideas for how to create good ads, creative graphics, whatever it is that you need to create. A lot of these are going to be more geared towards a company that is trying to create basically images for their website, Instagram, social media ads. So it could be for Facebook, basically anywhere that you want to publish really nice images that highlight your products or potentially services that you offer. And so we're going to go through this here. So let's get started. I'm going to be doing an example today all around this cake shop near me. So I'm just trying to think of what a good example would be to create ads for. And this is what came to mind. So I also saw they had some of these graphics created, which I assume they are probably using Canva for these. It looks like kind of a template that they update. These look really nice actually. So probably don't even need to use ChatGPT as long as they can create some nice graphics like this one. But I just want to show you how easy it is to use ChatGPT to basically recreate this. It took me all of about 30 minutes to create all of these graphics, and basically it's just waiting for ChatGPT to generate them. I would say you could probably spend a good couple hours and generate all of these images pretty effectively, and you'll have nice ads, nice Instagram images. So let's get into it. The very first thing and my number one tip would be to use, in order to create the best possible prompts for images, I find that prompting ChatGPT or Claude or any other type of tool and asking for a specific prompt for that image is going to give you a better overall prompt, if that makes sense. So if we come over here to Claude, this is where I actually got all of my prompts from for this. I could share this with you just so you can kind of see how I come up with different types of prompts. But basically what I did is, can you create a prompt for image generation for an advertisement? So all of them are kind of similar to this. I'm not going to go through each individual prompt, but basically my company name is Polka Dots. I would like for the ad to say, order now on polkadots.com. I want the ad to feature an image of a beautifully designed carrot cake that would be great for Easter. At the top should have a price highlighted for $48. I want you to put order in time for Easter, and it should also say carrot cake with a short description of the carrot cake. So I'd be happy to create an image generation. We get a much longer prompt. So at the top of the image in bold, attention grabbing text. These are the types of things that I think, if you're writing your own prompts, you could write all of these things. It's one of those, if you know exactly what you're looking for, this is one of the best ways to actually prompt for this. And I'll show you an example where if you don't give really good details, the end result ends up being much worse. So this was the first one. And basically they came up with a professional mouthwatering advertisement for Polka Dots Bakery, beautiful carrot cake for Easter, multiple tiers, smooth cream cheese frosting, decorated with small orange fondant carrots, spring flowers around the edges. So you can see all of these details: slice been removed, moist cake interior, visible specks of carrot and spices. Some of the text we have here below the cake in elegant typography: carrot cake followed by our signature spice carrot cake with creamy vanilla frosting, perfect for your Easter celebration. Footer text: overall color palette. So you get a lot more details when you do a prompt like that. So that was the very first one that I did. You can see up here, we come down. So the very first image I showed you, this is what they came up with. What's really impressive to me about this is actually the logo at the bottom. So this always impresses me when they just create a logo that honestly looks like a really nice logo, because I forgot to upload it. So I was like, oh, I never uploaded the logo. So we're just going to create one. But good example anyway, just to kind of see how it looks. I really like the image, honestly. And one of the things you can do is actually prompt for different image sizes. So if you're looking for something that's like a square image, I didn't prompt for a size, so they just gave me the same size image for all of them. But that's something you could always prompt for and easily change. So let's close this one out. Next, I was like a professional appetizing rustic style carrot cake. So prompted again. This is another one. Can you do a variety, make the cake look slightly different? I'm going to attach it this time. Make any changes to the prompt that you believe would create a better advertisement. So I'm basically just saying, you do all the work, Claude, and I will get a nice image out of it. So upload the logo this time. And we scroll down and you can see slightly different look, but kind of similar. $48, carrot cake. Text on top of this doesn't look perfect, but really not the end of the world. House-made spice carrot cake with walnuts and our famous cream cheese frosting, a delicious Easter tradition. This logo they didn't get right. It says, they didn't get the words right on it. It looks a little different. Order in time for Easter. Order now on polkadots.com. Serves 8 to 12. So basically everything about this is perfect. This logo, very easy to change. Download this, upload it to Canva, put the new logo on there, put the actual logo on there so it looks nice. One of the things that I've done before is I've put a placeholder graphic in there. So if you upload basically just like a dark circle, like a black circle, and you just say, okay, can you put this black circle somewhere on the advertisement, like maybe in the bottom right corner, top right corner, wherever you want to put it. And then what you're able to do is just basically put whatever logo you want on top of it. So you could do that either with like a black circle. You could say just leave a blank space. Doesn't always work as well. Sometimes they do get the logo right and the image is correct. And they did in a couple examples in this, but in this one, they just did not. So this is our second example. It came out pretty good. I like the way it looks overall. I actually like this font a lot. So the way that they have like varying fonts and the way everything matches, it is pretty impressive that the way that that looks. So next what I'm doing is taking, okay, I like this image here. So I want to use this same style and I want to use it for a different type of cake that I have. So this time we're doing 4th of July cake. So I basically just said I want the same theme in the image attached, but now I want to highlight our 4th of July cakes. So very simple prompt here, and they created this cake. Pretty good overall, and it really matches the style. I mean, we even have the little indentation here. They indented this one, 4th of July cake, order in time for the 4th of July. Cake's not perfect. I mean, when you look at these things, this one looks more AI generated, the cake itself. The carrot cake looked a little bit better, like looks more like an actual cake, but I think we're so used to seeing food images that aren't exactly real that something that's AI generated isn't going to be the end of the world. I mean, every McDonald's and Burger King advertisement, they're not actually showing their product directly out of the packaging. It's, you know, a very nice looking Big Mac or Whopper or whatever it might be. So we have our new advertisement here. So basically the thing I wanted to highlight, very easy to come up with an initial style, and you definitely will get a better image if you're using Claude or ChatGPT to come up with your prompt. If you basically say, here are the really important things about my prompt, can you include additional details that will make my image look better at the end? So that's kind of what I do when I'm looking for really good prompts. That's why a lot of times people ask me for prompts to share. A lot of times I'm just getting my prompts directly from these channels, and I'll just keep updating my prompt until I get exactly what I want. You could spend all day on this and keep updating it until you get the exact image you want. You know, it looks like we're missing a carrot here. So you could basically redo this a few different times. The more details you have on the actual design itself, the more chances you have that it's not going to work exactly correctly or going to have some issue with it. So honestly, if you're really trying to get something detailed, you may be better off at this point doing part of it through ChatGPT and then part of it manually, like leaving an open space at the bottom and saying, okay, I'll put my logo down there. I'll put whatever discount we have down there, coupon code, you know, different types of things, just to make sure that you don't have too many details that you're asking for. Okay, so we scroll down here. We have our second image. We have our third image. So basically variation. So if you're looking for something a little bit different. Third one is if we want a similar style, but we just want it with a different type of cake. So I've showed this example in the past in another video. Next, we have another one here. We're just kind of changing up to a different type of cake. The next one is going to be in a graduation cake that we make. Can do a graduation cake prompt that would be perfect for a girl's cake who is graduating from college. Price of the cake should be $45. It serves 8 to 10. So very, very simple prompt on my end. They give me a very detailed prompt. And then what we do is we go over to ChatGPT. Again, we're using ChatGPT-4o. We upload the logo this time. We have the entire prompt, and now we have our graduation cake. So $45, serves 8 to 10. Celebration graduation cake, I'd probably just want it to be graduation cake. That's perfectly fine. Celebrate their achievement in style. Order now at cocodots.com. So they put 2 logos in here, so would definitely need to update this slightly. That would be the only issue with this one. And it could just be, you know, potentially cutting off the bottom here and maybe just adding an additional, you know, just doing this portion separately, or we just block this out and just put a big logo here and block it all. So looks pretty good overall. I mean, almost ready to use outside of the logos. This is why sometimes just not using the logo in your prompt is a little bit easier. That's just one thing to keep in mind. I find that the ChatGPT struggles with taking an image like this, putting it on your new design and getting it exactly correct. And sometimes you have to say, like, look at the logo, make sure you get it correct when you put it on the new design, but sometimes it just doesn't work exactly how I would like it to work. So we have this one here, looks pretty good overall. Okay, so next let's get into wedding cakes. So we want something a little more elegant. I said that's perfect. Keeping a similar style, I want you to update the prompt for a 4-layer wedding cake. I would like to say it could serve 100 to 125 guests. Pricing starts at $500. I had to look that up. I have no idea how much. Got married about 8 years ago now, so I forget how much we even spent for our cake. Feature an elegant cake for an elegant wedding. I want the cake to look beautiful and elegant. People, I use the word elegant a lot. It's kind of just a go-to word because I think it makes the prompts look good. So they came up with a much longer prompt, creating unforgettable wedding memories since 2007. So that's just random. I mean, Claude just came up with that randomly. Bespoke wedding cakes. I really didn't change these prompts. I didn't really like bespoke wedding cakes. So that's something I would definitely update. Handcrafted with premium ingredients, personalized to tell your unique love story. This is way too long. I would probably just do one sentence. So I really just wanted to keep this as is, and we'll just see how it comes out. This one I asked, please leave some space in the bottom right corner. Do not show a logo at all on this design. So very top of it looks great. Pricing starts at $500, serves 100 to 125 guests, answers the exact question people have. Advertisements should always do that. Nice looking wedding cake here. Bespoke wedding cakes, don't love. Handcrafted. So we didn't get this text right at all. This is a little bit not great either. Creating unforgettable wedding memories since 2007. I would probably just get rid of that. Schedule your tasting consultation at cocodots.com. I do like that. That's not something I asked for, and that is just a really good part of the Claude prompt. So when you are doing prompts, it's definitely one of those things where if you're getting a prompt directly from Claude, make sure you edit it and make sure you have it exactly how you want it to look. I did do that for like my final example, so I'll show you that one. And then what starts to happen after a while, so we'll open up this one. Yeah, I mean, this is a nice looking image overall. I mean, I'd get rid of bespoke and just do wedding cakes. Maybe we just add it and it's something people like. I don't know. But overall, not a bad advertisement. Definitely something that would almost be ready to post. And even this today, they left the bottom right corner almost open. We have today at, and it seems like it's part of this. Schedule your tasting consultation today at Cocodots, but it kind of not exactly how we want it to look, but I could easily take the logo and just cover that up and it would look perfectly fine. So ultimately this is almost ready to post outside of personalized getting cut off. Really shouldn't do that in design. And then handcrafted is spelled wrong. So kind of the two issues that we have. And then this text it seems like you start running out of room, and it's like when you're writing on a piece of paper and you just run out of room and the text gets smaller. All right, so that we have this one here. Not too bad. I mean, you can see we can keep a similar style. I used, elegant, modern, and it did come out much better than some of the other cakes. So now let's do a completely different theme. Let's turn this around a little bit. And now this is a really good thing to understand is that when you are doing a series of images in one single chat, a lot of times what ChatGPT is doing is going through your entire chat when you are doing a prompt. So sometimes when you have too many things in one singular chat, it ends up throwing things off a little bit. Unless you're keeping a very similar style throughout, I would not recommend doing like style 1, style 2, completely different image, completely different idea, because really what you're trying to do is create the best possible image, advertisement, graphic, creative, whatever you want to call it. And a lot of times just doing one single thread, focusing on that image is probably the best way to do it. So I'll show you a few examples. But for the last one, I want to do something a little more fun, playful. So we did come down here, switch things up. Next prompt to completely change the look and feel of advertisement, playful, fun, energetic. So this one's for like kids' birthday parties. And I said I wanted to be for sea creatures, fish, sharks, and dolphins, geared towards a kid's birthday party that would appeal to moms and dads buying a cake for their son or daughter's birthday party. So playful, fun, energetic prompts. So we have the full prompt here. This one I did edit slightly, and you'll see what starts to happen is you choose a cake, serves 12, kind of messed up there at the top, so this wouldn't be something we could use, or a dozen cupcakes. Overall, not bad. The one issue I had with this was like the actual cupcake designs themselves were just a little, if you're a cake shop, you don't want to show like an octopus like this. This octopus isn't bad and looks pretty good. These ones at the top look good. The turtle's eyes are a little bit off. The starfish is a little bit, this one it doesn't look as good as you would probably want it to for an advertisement. So make a splash on your next birthday party. I do like the hand coming in. That was Claude put that as part of it. The logo is almost right. The one thing is we could easily just download this, put it into Canva and change it. Perfect for under the sea adventures. They did twice. So just another issue that we have. So a few little issues and errors with this image. So what you can also do is if you're getting issues like this in a single thread, just open up a new one. I think I use the same exact prompt. So same exact prompt, maybe some slight changes, but you could see how good this one came out. They actually gave me 2 for this. So $40, serves 12, choose a cake or a dozen cupcakes. I like the way this all looks. The cake could look a little bit better. It kind of looks like a cartoon, but the cupcakes look pretty good overall. Make a splash at your next birthday party, available in chocolate, vanilla. I mean, honestly, this is a really good looking advertisement. advertisement, if you like showed this, if you posted this somewhere, it would be something that would appeal to moms and dads. As somebody with children, I know I'd look at this and say, oh, that's pretty, we should look at them and see if they'd be good for, our kid's birthday party and ordering a cake. This was the other one they gave me. So slightly different, two different options. This is the other one. I wasn't sure which one I liked better. I kind of like this, but the cake just looked a little too cartoonish to me. But I do like this overall. I mean, it's a really nice design for just a simple prompt and being able to come up with this. This one is one of the few where the logo actually came out right. And one of the things that you see is there's not as many errors when you're just doing this on a single prompt, even with a lot of details. So, I mean, there's just like small like bubbles around here, the ocean in the background, a lot of small details that look really good on this. That was one image that we had. The other image was the other one I showed you. Oh, this is the wrong one. And that will be the last one. Yeah, so this is the other one that we had. So I wasn't sure which one I liked better. Honestly, I like both. You could post both. I think both of them look really good. I just need to make sure the logo looks good on both of them. But otherwise, I think these are both good to go. Last one, actually I have two more. Can you create an image that shows 4 examples of kids' birthday cakes? So this was, I just wanted to show you an example when I do a prompt compared to when Claude does a prompt and what actually comes out. This is why I use ChatGPT or Claude for my prompts. But can you create an image that shows 4 examples of kids' birthday cakes by Polka Dots with these themes? 1, cars and trucks. 2, princess. 3, dinosaurs. 4, fish, sharks, dolphins, marine life. Incorporate the attached logo. Please don't change it. Make sure you add order now on polkadots.com. At the top of the advertisement, do custom kids' birthday cake starting at $40. The 4 cakes should all be the same size. They should fit the theme provided for each cake. So this is what happens when I do a very simple prompt, is you get a very simple design. They put fish, sharks, dolphins twice. They put dinosaurs on the cars and trucks cake, and overall just not as good as the other ones. They actually spelled polka dots wrong at the bottom here. So this would not be something I would use whatsoever. I did want it to be like in a grid style like this, but ultimately I wanted it to look a lot more like the other designs, like a design like this with a cake here, cake here, cake here, cake here, maybe update the background slightly. So definitely something where I would have to prompt and get a better overall image. And that's just one of those things where I could take this image, put it into Claude and say, okay, this is the image that ChatGPT gave me. I'm looking to really improve this, have one background and then the text on top of it. So would be an easy fix for this one. But overall, just kind of seeing how quickly and easily you can create these images is still kind of blows my mind. So last but not least, coming over to Claude here, the last example I wanted to show is, let's just say you want a completely different style. You find an example you like. I found this one here. So shout out the Cake Bar. If you are in Hanover, Pennsylvania, go to the Cake Bar. I know nothing about it, but I did use this design. So I was like, okay, I like the way this looks. So let's try to create something similar to this for Polka Dots, which I don't work for, obviously. So basically you can upload these images to Claude. I am on a pro plan for Claude and for ChatGPT. Attach an image. I want to create an advertisement similar to this one for my wedding cakes. Right side of the ad should be an elegant wedding cake. I want you to do a prompt for the wedding cake, makes it look beautiful, features pink roses. Now, what I really like is look how basic I do the text. Polka Dots Bakery in cursive, elegant underline underneath Polka Dots Bakery text, elegant cakes for your wedding days. So this was my fault. It should have been elegant cakes for your wedding day. So it messed up the end result, but that was the only issue we had with the end result once you see it. Phone number, pricing starting at $500, website. So sophisticated, elegant advertisement. But what I really like, and this is why I like using these for prompts, elegant cakes for your wedding days in a refined serif font, pricing starting at $500 in a clean, sophisticated typeface in the same clean font, polkadots.com at the bottom. Overall aesthetic should be timeless, elegant, romantic, sophisticated black and white color scheme, only by the soft pink roses on the cake. So we come over here, we have our upload this image. So I'm giving ChatGPT some context. And now we're saying, okay, this is what I want to do. So take my Claude prompt and this is what we created. This is actually one of my favorite ones. Very simple. I mean, the background is all black. You could easily change that and just kind of say, can you put in the background, something that looks like, beautiful something. I don't know, be creative there. But Polka Dots Bakery, nice underline. I actually really like the way this looks at the top. Elegant cakes for your wedding days, pricing starting at $500. So the fonts, the image, everything about this I really like. I think this would work great as an advertisement. I think it would look great if, they added this to their website. So if you go to their weddings page and you had that, I'll go to this congratulations page. You had that image here. So they have a nice image here. It would be an image that I think would look really nice on a page. So definitely something that's usable. We could probably do some small updates for the background to make it look a little bit better. You could do something where like on the table, do a nice white tablecloth. You could update the cake stand, but this is pretty much what I asked for. So overall, just a quick recap, very easy to create advertisements in ChatGPT. I would say my number one tip is get your prompts from ChatGPT or Claude. The more details you include, the better your final image will be. Don't use the same chat for 20 different designs. The only time I really stay in the same chat is when I'm just working on the same cake or the same design. So like the first one, we have this design here. Second one, we have this design here. If I'm working on something similar, even here like this, they generally come out pretty good and you'll be able to create a bunch of different images that are all within the same style. If you're looking to create different styles, so as we came down here, we did the graduation cake. This was a similar style. And then I said, let's completely change this. Now we have elegant, completely change this with this one, and it just not perfect. I mean, a few different errors on this one that we didn't see on the others. So sometimes when you have something like this, it's like, okay, let's just start it in its own box. Don't do that one. And we got two really good designs out of this one. If you're not doing a really detailed prompt and a really for your image, a lot of times you're going to get something like this. So just not great overall compared to all the others. And then last but not least, give ChatGPT some context. I'm looking for something similar to this, or give Claude context if you're looking for prompts. Now you may ask, why are you using Claude and ChatGPT? You don't need to. You could have a separate ChatGPT box open. I am a huge fan of Claude. It's just the tool I use all the time. So nice final image here. Very easy to create these, and I just kind of like to show some different examples. I did a video about this recently, and a few people said, well, an ad should have text on it. And I think they're right. I think I was kind of thinking of just like a standard Facebook ad where you have ad copy surrounding it. Sometimes the ads that you would use like within a Google ads campaign, like Performance Max or something. So a lot of ad images could just be something where it's just a nice, beautiful cake without any details on it. And then you have the details surrounding it with all of your ad copy, but very easy to put nice text on your design. This one, I would just say, let's switch this to elegant cake for your wedding day, elegant cakes for your wedding day, not days. It's kind of funny. Background, I would probably add like their image had this on there. So you could see it had like kind of some brush in the background. So I could always say, put a beautiful magnolia tree or something in the background, something like that. So you could really improve these as you continue to create them. This one has a nice white tablecloth. We could add things like this. So definitely could continue adding details to these advertisements, but you could see one simple prompt giving what you're looking for and you'll get the exact image out of it. So if you have any questions about this, please leave them in the comment section. Thanks for watching my video today, and make sure you subscribe to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel.